Here we go. This is me showing you a few little things of candles. So these are my new wicks. I got 100 of them there. Typically I use to make them. I just go like this. You take and get the roll of wick, and then you put the things into the wax, and so that you can coat them. And then you get the tabs, and you just put them on there. And then I usually take these and pinch on the tab, just put it through the hole, pinch and whatnot. And then I use my glue gun, and I center them into my jar. And well, then I've got over here my wax melting. And today I just took a bunch of tea light candles, broke them out of the thing, and separated them, and kept a couple of the tins in case I wanted to use them, and I kept the wicks just for later, if I need them down the line later on. So then you end up with this, pieces of wax. We'll let this get heated up and go from there. Just a waiting game. Okay, while that's melting, I took my colors chunk and just kind of shredded a little and made little curls and chopped them up. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to need. I don't know how dark I really want to get it this time. So I'll just do a little bit, and, well, that's pretty much that's a good amount. I'll do this, and we'll see. Okay, and we're back. So, it's completely melted, and I used my digital thermometer to double check the temperature. Okay. And I'm going to take it off of the burner, turn it on, and move it over here. Just gonna get this out the way. And we gotta let this cool down a bit. In order to add the fragrance and the colorant at the right time, because if you add your fragrance too soon, it's just going to burn off and you ain't going to have a good scent throw. I got these two in the mail just the other day. This one was supposed to be for my new candle, but it is not what I expected. It's called cannabis flower. It smells delicious, but it does not smell like cannabis. And then I got a free sample of the baby powder. So I've got two different sizes of jars over here. We've got the little, I think it's a 6 or an 8 ounce jelly jar that I got at Walmart. And then this is just a recycled candle that I previously burned. This is my DIY on a budget. You can find fragrance oils sometimes pretty cheap, or else if you can't, You can also use the ones at the store. Sometimes when I first started, I would take the wax melts, use that for my color and for my scent. I've also used Better Homes and Gardens aromatherapy essential oil infused. This one is delicious, and I like how it hardens the wax a little bit as it cures, because then it has a longer burn and lasts longer. And if you add just enough, it smells pretty darn good. I picked these up at the dollar store, and they sell these at Walmart also. Different variety of different scents, but I actually particularly got this one because it had reminded me of my first car, the air freshener I had in it. It's coconut and citrus, so I've been putting these in my oil burners, but I've been kind of debating trying it in a candle to see how well it does. I've never done an oil from the dollar store in a candle. I'm gonna check this one more time here. Okay, and I will be back once it's cooled off a little bit more. All right, so we've gotten down to a good enough temperature, yeah, that we can go ahead and add our color. I'm just going to drop some of this in here and stir it till it dissolves. Oh, I like that. I actually ordered this online from Walmart, and same with the wicks, and I didn't have to pay for shipping. I just had to pay the tax like if I was at the store, and they shipped it right to my house. And I really thought that was handy because it came pretty quick. I was very pleased. Let's get the rest of these shavings. I'm just going to go ahead and pour them all in there. See if I might actually want to go darker. And sometimes when the color that you get in your pot is not always going to be as light or as dark depending on your fragrance choice, whether it be an essential oil or a fragrance oil, or the brand even can change it, or the wax. And that is really good. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit more. So I want a nice dark candle. So shave off a couple slivers and chop them up. Just like they look just like a chocolate curl that you would see on a French silk pie. That's what it reminds me of. Okay. And then even if you don't use all the curls that you chop up, you can always store them for later. Another time. Or what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it all. Like I said, I've got a really nice dark candle. Then it shows off well in the nice glass, the clear glass jar to give it a color. Just doing little bits at a time, just to be careful. Okay, I think I got enough of the color in there. Just kind of giving you little tips and tricks here of how you can make your own candle at home on a budget using tea lights and fragrance oils and either spare jars or mason jars in the cabinet and let it warm up. You can actually get them, every item that you actually need for to make a candle, you can purchase online at Walmart, have it all shipped to you, and be ready, set, go. But if you're in a hurry and you need a couple of the items right away, some of them they do carry in stock. Here's another candle that I've made with Crisco, and I colored it with eyeshadow to get a glittery green, it gives you the mica look. Put my wick right up in there in a wine glass, and it's been working great for quite a while. The candles that are made out of Crisco actually do tend to burn longer, last long, and like you can make the 100-hour candles real easy out of them. So let's check this here. I like to get mine down good enough so that before I put my scent in. Stir it up. And since I'm doing 2 separate candles with 1 batch of wax and 2 scents, I am going to, typically I would pour it in the pot, stir it up real nice and good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into the jar, and then I'm going to add my fragrance, and then I will be back. Okay, so it ended up not being able to fill both jars. So instead of doing the extra jar, I just used those spare tea lights and popped those, put those in there as I poured. And I've made a, out of large popsicle sticks, just drill a hole in the middle and use that for a wick bar. The reason I used the skewer, I wanted to say, for stirring the wax is so that it doesn't get too much air in there and it still gets a good stir. It doesn't get to where you end up getting air bubbles and foam or anything, or interfere with the additives or anything. And then to attach the wick, I just used hot glue on the end of the tab, and then I stick this through one of these hard plastic straws. Just get a spare one, and you stick that through there. Oh, it wants to keep sliding out. And as we stick it through, and that way you get it even and firmly pressed in the center of your jar. I place it up on, I get these at the dollar store. They're pretty flimsy, but they work for what I need for the moment. I just put some wax paper down, or parchment paper, I can't remember which one I grabbed, because of course there's spills happen, and so you protect your area. And by putting the rack here, it allows for better cooling and curing, so that way it starts to harden faster and cool down. You can place them in the freezer or outside if it's cool enough to just give it enough coolness. And so I've been told also by putting them in the freezer, it also does improve the length of burn time. So, oh, there you go. I got some wax on the counter. So if you do store your candles while they're curing, maybe in a refrigerated area or in a freezer or something, or a cold garage in the winter, or outside. Each kind of wax takes their own curing time, and each scent and stuff, they have their own flash points. So you have to be able to know when to pour, how much to pour, and whatnot, unless you've been doing it for a while. And you can kind of eyeball some of it, but typically you want to get your measurements right so that you have accuracy and so that you have persistency, so that it does come out a nice candle every single time. I will let you know in my next video how the burn test goes, and see how well it smells after it cures. Have a great day. Don't forget to select like and subscribe and hit that bell.